Today on the Money Manziel MMA channel, I'm going to be attempting what I believe to be the hardest, most humiliating, and most impossible challenge in UFC YouTube history, alright? This actually feels like not studying for a test. I one time got a negative 1,000 on a math exam because I got every single problem wrong and she just took off everything. She gave me a 0 and then wrote with a smiley face a negative 1,000 out of 100. So this is even worse than that moment opening that test, alright? I want to lay out to you what the challenge actually is, though, right? The official rules criteria for the On Any Given Night video. Number 1, I'm going to be having to pick a UFC fighter in each division that I believe could beat the champion. Seems easy enough, right? The asterisk that goes alongside that is the second criteria point, which has me picking this fighter where he has to be below the number 10 spot in the rankings in that division, right? It could be 10 through 15, he could be unranked, but they cannot be anywhere above the 10th position in the weight class. So, basically, I'm going to have to LARP this entire video and gaslight you. Truthfully, I don't believe anything I say in this video, but I want to have fun. I want to almost kind of condemn myself to a punishment for being wrong about so many main events now. I want you to laugh at how humiliating this is going to be for me. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Without further ado, let's get right into this challenge, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Money Manziel MMA channel. It is a pleasure to have you here today. Please, God, subscribe down below for the sake of my sanity, because this is going to be one of the worst things I've ever had to do in my life, right? We are taking on the impossible UFC challenge, alright? And before we get into it, because I want to start right away, I do want to say that I will offer a punishment up to myself prior to the actual punishment of this video, where if you comment down below right now a UFC fighter of your choosing, the most liked comment, that UFC fighter will go in my title slide that you just saw until the end of the fights this upcoming weekend. So go ahead and fucking comment Ayman Zahabi. I know you're going to do it. I know your game. I'm familiar with it. And we're going to start right away, man. We're going to go right to the Flyweight division. I'm going to be honest with you, there are going to be a couple of these divisions where I am just going to be straight bullshitting for fighters, so this is going to be a lot of fun. The UFC Flyweight that I believe on any given night could beat Joshua Van, the champion, is a man by the name of Ramazan Tamirov, okay? UFC Flyweight fighter Ramazan Tamirov out of Uzbekistan, 19-3. Now, a lot of you might be saying, Money Manziel MMA, who the fuck is Ramazan Tamirov? That's a good question. Listen, Ramazan Tamirov has been out for a while. We'll get into why in a moment, but I believe that when we look at the top 15, like 15 to 10 range, I can't legitimately justify any of them beating Joshua Van on any given night, right? Steve Urseg's too chinny, and I think he'd wear down over 5. We saw that in the Pantoja fight. Tagir, hell no. Edgar Shirez, we already watched lose to the worst version of Joshua Van we were going to get. Who else is in the top 15? They're not winning, okay? Alex Perez, hell no. It's not happening for a lot of those men, right? Charles Johnson already fought Van. I feel like that's cheap if I do him. So, Ramazan Tamirov is our guy, alright? We're rooting for you, Ramazan Tamirov. I'm gonna tell you why you should believe that Ramazan Tamirov can win this fucking belt, alright? Let's talk about it. Ramazan Tamirov, coming into his fight with Charles Johnson in March of last year, had, how many KOs is that? 5 KOs in a row in the first round. Devastating puncher Ramazan Tamirov is, alright? Now, you may be wondering, why is he not fought? It's been 14 or 15 months since he's been in the octagon. Well, the reason I'm picking Ramazan Tamirov to win this fight is because the man is ethical. Okay, he's an incredibly ethical fighter, definitely not unethical whatsoever. He is tested positive for a drug test, and he's been out for a year. But he is coming back, I believe, in July to fight Steve Urseg, so there's something there for sure. But dude, Ramazan Tamirov, I don't think people forget, man. People don't know about Ramazan Tamirov's skill level. This is a guy who walks out there, he throws everything into his punches. He throws 100% overhand spinning kicks, fucking knees, elbows, everything into his punches. He goes full blast for 10 minutes, and then he has nothing to offer you in the third round. It's a beautiful strategy. I think with Joshua Van, if we're looking at a guy outside of the top 10, it can't be technical, right? I thought about Jose Ochoa. I thought about Andre Lima. I'm sure you're pissed that I didn't pick those two, but the truth be told, they're too technical. Joshua Van would break him down over 5 rounds. It's impossible for them to win that fight. Ramazan Tamirov would give this guy hell on the feet for 10 minutes. I think that Joshua Van is still not really proven that he can eat shots. I mean, Brandon Royval is pillow-fisted beyond fucking belief. I mean, if we're going to claim that Brandon Royval is a test of your durability, then I don't know what to tell you, because it ain't it, you know what I mean? Ramazan Tamirov is a real deal power puncher from Uzbekistan. Will he gas out infinitely after round 2 if he does not finish Joshua Van? Of course he will, but I believe that with steroids on his side, if we can tell USADA to step aside for this fight, that Ramazan Tamirov has the best chance out of any flyweight from 10 or lower in the whole division. So, yeah, man, that's our number 1. You can now get the general idea of what we're doing in this video. A lot of gaslighting, a lot of fun. Let me know if you're convinced that Ramazan Tamirov could beat Joshua Van in a fight. Let's move on to Bantamweight, man. The Bantamweight that I believe could honestly beat Petr Yan in a title fight tomorrow is an unranked fighter by the name of Ethan Professor Finesse Ewing, okay? I've got Ethan Ewing to beat Petr Yan in a title fight on any given night, and I'm going to tell you why, right? I looked at the Bantamweight rankings. I looked at 10 through 15. I'm not picking any of them. Marcus McGee? Hell no. We saw it over 3 rounds. I don't need to see that shit. I'm honestly forgetting who else is even in there, but they're not winning versus Petr Yan. It's not happening, okay? I don't see it. The way you beat Petr Yan, you have to have volume, you have to have cardio, you have to be durable, and you have to push a pace. Petr Yan does gas in his fights. People don't want to admit that because Petr Yan's like this robot fucking machine. You know, Petr Yan's like been sent from hell to fucking destroy the Bantamweight division. That's how people talk about him. I love Petr, but that is what they say. But to me, Petr Yan needed a second win in the Sonny-Don fight to win that fight. He needed a second win versus Merab in the second fight to win. If someone can take the first 2 rounds off of him, or 3 rounds like Aljo did at Bantamweight, then I believe that someone can do it. And I think Ethan Ewing has shown time and time again that he's capable of it. By the way, this is a real image I found online. I looked up bowling ball head on Google, and this is what they gave me. I don't really know what to say about it, but it's the world we live in. Ethan Ewing has maybe the largest cranium I've ever seen in my life. You could go on GTA, you could go on your UFC fucking 5, UFC 6 account right now. You could max out the size of somebody's head. It would never get to the size of Ethan Ewing's head. This looks like what an alien would look like. An alien came down to Earth and they walked into the UFC 322 press room. They saw Ethan Ewing, they would dap him up. They do the secret handshake that aliens have. Okay, because they know this guy personally. He went in on 48 hours notice and beat Malcolm Wellmaker. You have to respect it. He was a big contender at the time, or a prospect rather. And then he beat the shit out of Rafael Estevam. You have to imagine that Ethan Ewing could give him a little bit of a fucking fight here, man. Ethan Ewing, to me, has that dog in him, alright? If you grab me, I'ma bite you. You know what I mean? Ethan Ewing can really do that shit. And he's gonna put a pace on Petr Yan. It is the year of the American fighter, okay? Listen, we just watched Justin Gaethje do it. If Justin Gaethje can beat Ilia Topuria, anything is possible, man. Go and quick at every single blonde girl you see on Snap. Alright? Go up to the fucking guy at Planet Fitness who is hogging the bench and genuinely punch him in the face. Go to, I don't know, man, go up to your professor and tell them, teach, you gotta stop handing out these packets. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of things you can do now that Justin Gaethje has put on for the Americans of this world. I think that is the year of the fucking bald eagle. Ethan Ewing beating Petr Yan. I definitely believe it's gonna happen. Hand not on the Bible. Hand to the sky. I think Ethan Ewing could beat Petr Yan in a title fight tomorrow. So, yeah, we're gonna just go with that, man. Featherweight division is a little easier for me because finally I get a ranked fighter that I really believe could beat the champion. The UFC featherweight I think could win on any given night is Kevin Vallejos. I almost said Alexander Volkanovski. Kevin Vallejos is the number 10 ranked UFC featherweight. I believe he could beat Alexander Volkanovski, and that's legit, right? I might be doing gaslighting for half of these fighters because, I mean, dude, you're gonna have to see some of the guys that we've got after this. But, I just remembered who's at lightweight. Regardless, man, Kevin Vallejos, to me, could absolutely beat Alexander Volkanovski in a fight on any given night, man. He's got serious power. Okay, we're talking about a guy who made Josh Emmett look like he fucking sucked, which honestly is not challenging because Josh Emmett does fucking suck. Listen, but he put Josh Emmett away, which was something we hadn't seen someone really do on the feed. Josh Emmett went 5 with Ilia Topuria. He's always been a tough cookie, alright? He's always been a tough guy. Josh Emmett's a tough guy, right? And Josh Emmett comes out there every single time. You know, he was TJ Dillashaw maxing versus Kevin Vallejos, but Vallejos figured him out. He saw the footwork and he said, fuck it, I'm just going to put big right hands on you until you go down and I'm going to finish you. And as much as this was a hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby, I think Vallejos could beat Alexander Volkanovski. You gotta think about it. Volk has not really had that chin tested. Diego Lopez was incredibly hesitant in both of their fights. Needed to make it dirty, couldn't do it. Diego Lopez has literally never done a footwork drill in his life before. He has no clue to cut off the cage. Vallejos is better than that, okay? We're talking about a man who slumped Giga Chikadze, alright? Giga Chikadze has a kick named after him, and Kevin Vallejos slumped him. I mean, who does that? Who does that to Giga, man? You know, who beats... I mean, has anyone beat Giga in the past couple of years? No one's done that, right? Kevin Vallejos is the real deal, man. And also, Volk is effectively a YouTuber now. Volk and I are the same level of YouTube, alright? Volk's cooking the steaks. I'm cooking up gaslighting, fucking public humiliation rituals. We're doing basically the same thing. Volk's a part-time MMA fighter. I think if anyone could do it, that's young and hungry with big power. Kevin Vallejos could get it done against the great Alexander Volkanovski. I definitely believe this. Do not put me on a lie detector test. Let's move on to lightweight because this may go down as one of the funniest fucking segments of a video ever. The lightweight that I believe could honestly beat Justin Gaethje in a fight on any given night is Terrence T-Rex McKinney. Now, I did not have a gun put to my head. I was not paid off to do this. I'm not a part of Big Terrence. You know, this is a real opinion, very real. Terrence McKinney at lightweight, I believe, could beat Justin Gaethje. Let me tell you why, alright? Justin Gaethje, we just saw him beat Ilia Topuria. Okay, Terrence McKinney is the type of guy to lose to fucking Clay Guida, but go out there and beat Ilia Topuria, right? Terrence McKinney is a guy that's going to give you hell, alright? Did he get slumped by Ismail Bonfim? Of course he did. Did he get slumped by Drew Dober? Yes, of course. Listen, this is what happens out here. It's 2026. Anything can happen in this world. I mean, this is a guy who... You know, he's lost to everybody. Esteban Ribovics fucking KO'd him in like 20 seconds. McKinney's going to lose some fights, but you are going... This is literally CTE versus CTE. You're telling me that in a CTE off, Terrence McKinney doesn't have a chance versus Justin Gaethje? I don't fucking buy it. Alright, I think Terrence McKinney's going to give this guy hell for as long as this fight lasts. You know, we gotta look at it this way. Terrence McKinney's only seen a second round twice in the UFC. God damn, this dude's had a lot of fights. A lot of brain damage in here, too. But... Justin Gaethje in a technical striking bout with anyone outside of the top 10, Justin Gaethje wins. At least the guy that showed up versus Ilia. Quillen Salko got dropped by a jab from Beneil fucking Dariush, and you're going to tell me he'd be a better matchup? Hell no, he wouldn't. And he'd be too technical. Gaethje would beat him up for it, so that's not happening. Fares Siam, I'm off the Fares Siam train. You know, Tom Nolan beating you, we're out. Tom Nolan ain't doing shit to Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje's putting belt on Cowboy Fernandez. Terrence McKinney is the option here, alright? You may not like it. You may not see it as a reality or truth, but you must believe it, okay? You gotta conceive, believe, and achieve. And that is what we're doing within this humiliation ritual. Let's move on to the welterweight division, who I believe could beat Islam Makhachev. There's only one man in the UFC welterweight division in the top 10 or worse, who I believe has any chance versus Islam Makhachev. And that man is named Uros the Dr. Medic. Houston, you have a problem, and it's me, okay? Uros Medic is the only welterweight outside the top 10 that could give Islam Makhachev big issues. I believe that Uros Medic could fluke something here, alright? Yes, he got submitted by Miktabek Orolbai in round 1 or 2, I forget which round. Yes, he got KO'd by Punahele Soriano. Who hasn't? You and me both have been KO'd by Punahele Soriano. That's a common loss. There's no shame in that. That's the world we live in, alright? It's fine. It's good. Listen, don't worry about that. Ignore it. Pretend it didn't happen, alright? Uros Medic has amazing power in those hands. If he lays a finger on Islam before a takedown comes, it could get very, very scary. I mean, look at what he did to Jeff Neal. You know, Jeff Neal and Islam Makhachev, to me, basically the same caliber of fighter. You know, just two guys that are, you know, dominant guys in the sport. All-time greats, Jeff Neal and Islam Makhachev. Yeah, Uros Medic, you know, as long as this image exists of Islam Makhachev losing to Adriano Martins, I am going to be of the belief that there is a universe where fucking Islam Makhachev could lose to Uros Medic. Is it 1 in a million? Of course it is. Is it 1 in 10 million? Probably. But I am the one who will come out here and start this dialogue. There's a world. I'm excited for it. You better be excited for it. You and me both believe that this could really happen. Let's move on to the middleweight division, man. Who could beat Sean Strickland right now? That top 10 is incredibly shaky. I thought about Cannonier, but he's fucking 50 years old, so I'm not doing that. Hell no, Roman Dolidze ain't doing it. There's only one man in that top 15, in my view, who could do it, and his name is Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez. All right, Gregory Rodriguez is my matchup for Sean Strickland. Let me tell you why, right? Gregory Rodriguez looks vaguely like Alex Pereira. He is a big Brazilian. He's bald. He's got kind of the same skin tone a little bit. And Sean Strickland will be getting PTSD in that cage. I'm supposed to be giving serious breakdowns here. Sean Strickland may get PTSD. He may look at him and go, holy shit, big Brazilian man, I am terrified. Just go ahead and slime me out, boss. Just knock me out. Just fuck my shit up. Fuck my night up. Take my belt from me, please. Gregory Rodriguez has terrifying power, alright? What he did to Bruno Ferreira felt like a crime. It felt like, holy shit, we just watched a guy die on live TV. RoboCop and Sean Strickland, alright? We watched Sean Strickland get slimed out to hell by Alex Pereira, which is fine, right? I know RoboCop's no Alex Pereira, but we watched Easy DS KO Sean Strickland, alright? And if Easy DS can KO you, RoboCop can make it happen, alright? RoboCop is getting this one done, and if Sean Strickland does this bullshit inside of the octagon, then he's definitely getting it done, alright? The minute he tries to load up this bullshit fucking Popeye-ass punch, RoboCop is going to put that right hand on his noggin and put him the fuck out. RoboCop will be the middleweight champion according to this video. You better get excited for it, because I am. We've got 2 more divisions to LARP about. We have the light heavyweight division up next. Who do I believe can beat Carlos Oberg in a title fight? Guys, I gotta be honest with you, light heavyweight and heavyweight are shameful, man. I looked at the prospects, I looked at the unranked guys, the ranked guys, 10 and later. It ain't good, okay? I don't believe there's anyone in the rankings that can beat Carlos Oberg right now that I could legitimately justify. No universe, right? So instead, I'm going to attempt to justify that Abdul Rahman Yakiaev could beat Carlos Oberg on any given night, alright? Again, man, Justin Gaethje just beat Ilia Topuria fucking by a lottery ticket. Okay, anything can happen in this universe. Abdul Rahman Yakiaev, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? Nobody has tested the grappling of Carlos Oberg. Abdul Rahman Yakiaev is a nasty grappler. He can really get the fight down. He can lock up submissions quickly. He's got good wins across a lot of good promotions. I believe in you, Abdul Rahman Yakiaev. Did he suffer some weirdly tough times against Brenson Ibero for 3 minutes? Of course he did. Did he catch way too many head kicks early in that fight? Yes. Did he shoot a shitty takedown? Of course. If you pretend like it didn't happen, then there's a universe where Abdul Rahman Yakiaev makes this shit happen. God bless your soul, Yakiaev. We believe in you. We would all put money on you beating Carlos Oberg. I just don't think Oberg's grappling's been tested, by the way. Like, this is not even me LARPing at this point. I'd be kind of curious by this matchup. And also, man, I just fuck Carlos Oberg anyways, because Carlos Oberg is damn near 36 years old. He will be 36 by the next time he fights. He should be in a retirement home. There's no limit to the LARP, as Flight Reacts is saying down here. Yakiaev is a young gun. Carlos Oberg is going to be so mad that he's fighting a guy younger than him. He's going to go, holy shit, like, my aura can't take this, and he'll throw the fight away and lose. Okay? That knee ain't going to be better the next time he fights. We are ready for it. The Turkish fucking, I don't know what Yakiaev's name is, but, like, his name's like the Eagle Hunter or some shit. The Wolf? I don't know what it is, okay? But the whatever from Turkey is going to win this fight. Let's move on to heavyweight, man. The heavyweight that I believe, just somehow, some way is going to be Tom Aspinall. I definitely believe this with all of my heart. I am not doing this just for the bit. I believe that Gable Loophole Stevenson could win versus Tom Aspinall on any given night, and I'm going to tell you why, alright? Do I think Gable Stevenson is even that good of an MMA fighter? No. Okay, this guy was taken to hell by a random fat guy on the regional scene not that long ago, okay? This is a guy who's been fighting in fucking, like, dirty boxing and shit. I don't think Gable's that good. I don't even think he's going to get past his second fight in the UFC. I think he beats Alicia Ellison and then loses after that. But there's one reason and one reason only why I'm picking him versus Tom Aspinall, and that is because he is teamed up with Mr. Unethical himself, John Jones. John Jones knows exactly how to cheat in fights. They will be crafting up the greatest game plan of eye pokes, dick kicks, everything, okay? They're going to be doing incredibly illegal stuff in there. They will foul Tom Aspinall endlessly until he is forced to relinquish the title, and Gable Steveson is handed it by virtue of a fucking no contest or some bullshit, right? Gable knows the method. John Jones would be the most ethical method to getting this done. I believe it can happen, definitely. Again, lie detector test would agree with me there. Gable Steveson getting it done versus John Jones, or not versus John Jones, versus Tom Aspinall. Put your house on it, put your mortgage on it, put your kids on it, put everything on it, okay? And listen, man, that is going to do it for the video today. One of the videos of all time. Just, I hope you guys enjoyed this shit, man. This was one of the most painful things I've ever had to do in my life. I feel like you guys deserve to laugh at me for a video. I feel like after being wrong about so many main events, I needed to be humiliated. I needed to do something like this just to have some fun and fucking attempt to make myself look silly, maybe make myself look like a genius, if any of you believed any of the shit that I was saying. What a time to be alive on the Money Manziel MMA channel. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. It really would mean the world to me. My TikTok is at Money Manziel MMA. My X is at Money Manziel MMA. I will see you all in the next one, Wednesday. I have a career deep dive ready for Wednesday, so that'll be a lot of fun. I don't know. I got nothing else for you. I'll see you in the next one, boys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Peace out, fellas.